Hello and welcome. This is Lotus. I hope this finds you well today. So this is the third and final follow-up on the emotional IQ and spiritual maturity, working with embodiment IQ and spiritual IQ, the culmination of all of these different realms. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use this video as an integration point of the intro and then the emotional and mental IQ and maturation videos. And we're going to do a process, okay? So I'm going to walk you through a process that you can learn to do on your own. We're going to use some light language for this, and I want to give you more of an experiential, lived experience of the shifts that are available when we actually know how to navigate these more subtle inner realms, okay? So I'm going to do a little bit of a piggyback on the last one and just sort of bookend what we're going to be looking at, and then we're going to do the process. So moving this from just the emotional and mental or thought form realms, we're going to now start recognizing that all of our thought forms or belief systems are embodied. They are living in our physical body through our muscles, our tissues, our nervous system, our bones, as well as our emotions. So we recognize these often as operating in patterns, right? So this is what it's often called. You've got a core story, and then there are emotional patterns that you can begin to witness. Most of you probably already know this, because if you're on my channel, you're into this deeper work. You're into understanding how to do the work, and you're doing the spiritual work, right? You are growing and transforming. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be interested in all of this. So you probably already recognize you've got thought patterns that take you down a spiral that you don't want to go in. You've got emotional patterns that keep you kind of stuck in not feeling really great. So when we take the patterns and we start to identify them and recognize how they are embodied in a dense fashion, all right, in a gross way, and gross just is a measurement of density. It's heavy, it's dense, it's hard, it's lodged in the body. When these are lodged in the body, they need to be cleared, they need to be recognized, they need to be acknowledged, they need to be healed and moved out. Energetically, what I use is light language, with all the assistance then of all of our helpers from the highest realms, working with Divine Source to support your healing journey really efficiently, effectively, and deeply connecting you more and more to your own soul. So I want to just follow along here what I've already written so I don't go off into tangents. So when we're working with the mental realm, we're working with thought forms, conditionings, programming that normally happen through larger collective narratives or family narratives or whatever systems that we are involved in and have been deeply connected to. Those belief systems get ingrained as our own. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. So how can we notice this, right, when it's not working for us? So these become stories that we tell ourselves over and over again, right? Usually they come from when we were little. These thought patterns, these beliefs about ourselves or about the world that keep us feeling trapped, small, in fear, out of alignment, where life might it doesn't seem to work for us because we're not actually listening into our true self, we're listening to the stories and thought forms, and normally they have a lot of division of good, bad, right, wrong, black, white thinking, and they divide us against ourselves often, and they divide us against others. So then we embody these thought forms in our physicality and through our energy bodies. The emotional embodiment is the same. These are emotions that oftentimes accompany the belief patterns or thought forms. And these are emotions that are heavy or dense, that are consistent, that are it's like they're just a part of us, right? Oh, I'm just an angry person. Oh, I'm so easily irritated. Oh, things just agitate me. You know, we might find that we get resentful easy. Maybe we're carrying a lot of grief and melancholy, and we think that this hopelessness that's inside of us is just who we are and how life is. So, you know, there's feelings of unworthiness, not feeling loved or lovable, not feeling accepted by others, right? We've learned in other videos and in the last ones that all of this has to begin within. We have to accept ourselves first in order to love ourselves. That's part of this journey in order to really peel away these deeper levels of emotional stagnancy. All right? So these programs, they're very dense, they're very heavy, they keep us stuck, and they keep us separated from really trusting and being connected with a power greater than ourselves, whatever you wish to call that. Life, divine source, God, goddess, all right, the universe, whatever that is. It is that is bigger and wiser and more compassionate and loving, that is bigger than our egoic structure in which all of these conditionings are built in. And that egoic structure gets a little anxious and protective when we start challenging it with different kinds of thought forms or moving out of old emotional patterns. So there's a process, right? It doesn't just, oh, I'm no longer going to be angry anymore. But what we want to do is give you the information of what it is, or what one of the things are that's truly inhibiting you from experiencing the fullness that you are. And the umbrella of that fullness is love. And then all of the qualities that make up love. Joy, freedom, right? Peace, deep peace, bliss, fun, faith, trust, all right? And knowing intrinsically that no matter what our stories or our emotional landscape is, we are always connected to the divine. We just have to choose to realign with that. So our conditioning usually keeps us from going into and moving into and choosing our divine alignment, choosing what our heart and soul, the deeper true feelings of who and what we are. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a process so that you can move from feeling stagnant and stuck and maybe not quite as enlivened in your life, or feeling an overarching story of life is hard. I can never get what I want, right? I can never do it right. Whatever these things might be for you. So if you haven't watched the first two videos, I'm just going to suggest that whether you do it before we do the process or after, you'll hear new things as you move into a new perspective, but revisit some of that, okay? So, because we all have layers of this, it's just part of our human journey. So, it's not good or bad, right or wrong. It's just part of our awakening process, moving out of density, stuckness, thought forms, patterns, and raising our IQ and maturation spiritually through waking up to new ways of being, perceiving, and being embodied with higher frequency qualities, aspects of ourselves, emotions, higher frequency belief systems, thought forms. All right? So let me just make sure here. So here's a little bit of an idea, right? When we're in old operation of IQ, we're going to have a contracted feeling. We're going to have tension. We're going to have frustration, right? We're going to feel kind of like tethered. We're going to feel highly stressed or deeply depressed, right? Anxious, depressed. We're going to feel these extremes. When we're in that higher levels of embodiment, when we've actually begun to embody higher frequencies, more expanded thought forms, and lighter emotions, okay, what's going to happen is we're going to feel more expanded. We're going to feel more levity. We're going to feel lighter. We're going to feel freer. We're going to see and sense new potentials, new perspectives, new options that we can choose. We're going to have more of a power to choose that which uplifts us, inspires us, right? Rocks our world in really positive ways. So this is what we're shooting for. All of this is very tethered to the material plane, and I didn't go do one on that, and I'm not going to really do that right now because that is crumbling, and you'll begin to notice when you start looking at your constructs or conditioning or programming how they are connected to the old paradigm of how the material plane has operated and has enforced your feeling of trappedness, stuckness in the grind of life in order to sustain the old paradigm. So we're breaking free of that, all right? So what I'm going to invite you to do right now is we're going to do the integration of coming back into alignment, or at least coming back into contact of the divine source, of that presence which is intrinsically you. All right? All of these other things, they're layers of an onion that are not you, right? They're just teaching modules, so to speak, of how to remember the truth of who you are, how to guide you and show you and teach you to choose the truth of who you are, rather than stay in these outer levels of circling on the hamster wheel. We need to get into the light core of your truth. And that's what the healing process does. That's what the clearing process does. That's what the unplugging and untethering from our programming does. And that is also what light language masterfully, organically, beautifully, gracefully, and subtly does for us. All right? So I'm going to invite you just to close your eyes for a minute. If you have a pen and pencil next to you, you feel free. You can jot things down. But the main thing that I want to do is I want to bring you inside. All right? We're going to just relax into this. So If you're comfortable closing your eyes, I'm going to invite you just to close your eyes, take a breath in, exhale. And I want you to feel an audible sigh. If you have a hard time sighing, even when there's no one else around, I want you to be aware that that is your throat chakra having a block in it, okay? And this is important to just recognize and know, and you can always reach out to me if you have questions. Jot it in the chat line, perhaps, or in the comments below. So I'm going to invite you again. Inhale in. And let your energy drop down into your low belly. And begin to feel your breath rising with the inhale. Exhale, dropping down into your low belly, dropping down into the earth. So I'm going to invite you to keep doing that. Keep sighing as I just create the container quickly, a quick container, calling in divine source of the highest light and love and life. All that is right and true. All that enlivens us into our true essence with the assistance of all of our guides from the highest levels. Only that which is of light and love, of joy and peace, of bliss, of faith and trust, celebration, beauty, healing may enter in. And then calling in your own highest self, aspects of the highest light and love. Those aspects of you operating on higher levels, supporting you. They are who we are becoming. They are our matured selves. They have gone through these levels of maturation, and they are here to guide us, to mentor us, to remember us of that is who we are. So we're just going to call all of our highest self aspects that are with us right now, that whose frequencies we can access to begin to assist us, to guide us through this process. Take another deep breath in, exhale, drop all the way down to the earth. And I want you to imagine, sense, and feel a beautiful golden tree trunk and roots going all the way down deep, deep, deep into the crystalline core of our earth. Down towards a beautiful tourmaline green and pink light. The enlightened aspect of Gaia, our planet. Sending your roots down, connecting, grounding your being, grounding your body, because we want you to be embodied. Our spiritual maturation happens through the embodiment of all of the higher qualities coming down into our physical vessel, and upgrading and uplifting our physical vessel through clearing out the gunk in order for more light to enter in. So just breathe that in, exhale. So you don't have to get into your head with any of this, all right? I want you to just listen to the questions and allow the first thing that comes into your awareness to come into your awareness without labeling or judging or analyzing. Your highest self already knows. You are just needing to say, I am willing to. All right? You have to give your permission. You have to allow your free will to be ready and willing to say yes to the healing. So you're just allowing anything that rises to be a teacher, to be a guide for you, and to inform you, not to create shame, not to create judgment, not to create division. Everything is in perfection. So just breathe that in. So the first question is, I invite you to identify the first thought form or belief or conditioning or programming that you're aware of that you have carried through your life that keeps you feeling not great and thinking not great about yourself or your life. Normally, we're going to have some kind of storyline when things go wrong, right? Our belief system is, see, I don't matter. Nobody cares about what I have to say. It's hopeless. Why try? Life is hard. I don't feel safe. I can't trust. So the first thing that comes to you, it might be one of those, it might be something different. I never have enough. So after you hear it, after you identify it, I want you to go, oh, okay, got it. I hear you. I see you. I want you to see it and acknowledge it. Let it be there. Take a breath in, exhale. Ha, miyashutala yaniatushniti mayanatu ayanatum. So we're just beginning now to lessen the intensity. Now I want you to feel, where do you feel this? When you have this thought, where do you feel it in your body? Just see if you can come into your body. So this is the embodiment piece. A sensation, a tightness, an ache, an irritation, a fear, an agitation. You want to get away from it. And you're just going to look, where do you feel your body respond? Because this is where the thought form has embodied in your physicality. And you're going to sense it through sensations in your body. This is important information that your body, its IQ, its wisdom communicates to you, hey, this doesn't feel good. I need acknowledgement. Mashkania tiakala yanatukuya yania tishunatiki isiat alam. Aikiati usun. Beautiful. Take another breath in, exhale, drop down. All the way down into your root. So now I'm going to invite you, what is the emotion that accompanies this belief system, or any emotion that shows up? It might be anger, shame, guilt, fear, sadness, grief, depression, hopelessness. Any other thing that shows up without labeling or judging, you're going to create an intimate connection with all of these levels. Breathe in. Exhale. Now, do you feel that in the same place in your body or a different place? If you have two places, you're going to bring your awareness and you're going to say, thank you for sharing with me. I feel you. I hear you. I see you. Now, if there is a place of origin that you recognize this comes from, you might have been 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, and you did something wrong and somebody got angry and you felt ashamed. Okay, you don't need to go into it. You just need to go, oh, I remember when that happened there. We're going to say, thank you for showing me. Thank you for revealing. Okay, your highest self, your soul, is revealing information through your body. You are gaining more intelligence, more IQ. So now Do you feel willing to release this thought form or thought forms and these feelings? Feel your yes. Ashkani anita la yanatukushaniati. Waskatapashaniatika misanatum. So keep breathing in, exhaling. I want you to keep breathing out. Exhaling all the way down into your body. So we're calling in now these higher frequencies of light, of more freedom, of more acceptance, of recognizing that you are lovable. You are loved. It was never what you thought it was. Oh, you aren't kept captive. You aren't trapped. So I want you just to be open to a new perspective that's going to reveal something that is the opposite of your original identifications. Take a deep breath in, exhale. Let everything clear on all levels, emotional, mental, thought form. And where they connect to the past. You're going to pull yourself back, right? Embodiment means pulling our wholeness back from where we have left parts of us behind, wherever we have felt wounded or traumatized. Calling those parts back, healed, free now. Ayanatusha, miki ala ya niati I susun mi ishuni atum eki. Take a deep breath in. Okay, so now we're bringing in your connection to Source. When you bring in more light, when you release from the tethers of your past pain, and you release the ways in which they have tethered you to a physical reality, that now you can see you have not been living from your truth, from your inspiration, from love. We're going to break free, ashkamatuktu, ashanati, ayanatum, ika, and we're going to just open up new options and potentials. So as you come in, I'm going to invite you to just bring your hands open and close right at your heart center. So we're bringing light energy into your heart. Prayer hands to the heart, scooping in all of the truth of who you are through all of your levels and layers. Bringing your light of your truth, that you are love and loved and loving. That you are expansion and freedom. Meshuti Allah, that you are happy and joyful. You can choose peace to guide you. You can choose joy to guide you. You can choose making your choices based on what uplifts you, inspires you, and aligns you with the depth of your soul. So I want you to feel down into the core of your being. Prayer hands at your heart center. Breathing in. Dropping down. Feel inside. Connecting with a sense of peace and groundedness. Feel a sense of clarity and wholeness. Letting your depth and your heart and your soul reveal to you, what do you truly wish to feel? Do you desire to feel happiness or freedom or hope or joy or peace or ease and grace? Creativity, confidence. What is it that inside you, your truth, your essence that is connected to the universe wisdom, to God's wisdom, to divine love. Ask. Ask for that assistance. Ask for that guidance to continue to affirm and confirm within your being who you truly are. Take a breath in, exhale. Feel the inner connection. Feel that you have called yourself back into a place of wholeness where you can now align from your empowerment and seek greater truth with ease and grace. Celebrate you and your next chapter, your next choices based on love and faith and trust, being assisted by all of your guides and your own higher and deeper knowing. Feel surrounded by love and filled with love. This is not a personal love. This is divine love. This is unconditional love that is always present within your being. When we clear the gunk and bring in more light to embody more of the higher qualities, to become what we are here and who we are here to become. Connected to soul, connected to the divine, connected to love. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Drop down. Connect to the earth. All right, so I invite you to feel, sense, know one or two words or short phrase that you are hearing from within. Ashalaya niatu eki, miasushuniati ikisialaya noshun aki, miakuya aki, aki. Inner listening. When we inner listen, this increases our intelligence on all levels and our maturation. And then when we honor and follow the inner knowing. So whatever that word or phrase is, this is your teacher to follow. Call on this quality, this phrase, this word, to continue to guide you, to anchor in your own being, to become you. You can write it down if you'd like. Write down anything that you might have noticed, sensed, or experienced. If you didn't feel a lot or feel a lot of shift, I suggest you do this like every other day for a little bit, because it takes a while sometimes, depending on how much density our system holds, to feel the light language. But the light language is working for you, all right? If you have felt even calm, that is the light language assisting you. All right. Take another deep breath in, exhale. Feel integrated and whole. Feel the culmination of mind, emotion, soul. The material plane will be shifted, and spirit. All right. Drink a lot of water. All right. And if you noticed anything, if you want to share anything, I would love to hear in the comments below. All right. Blessings.